So many people that join the military, they specifically the Navy, they just desert. They just, I'm out. Peace. Hey, my friend, Adam C. Scott here, Navy vet, turned, business owner and entrepreneur. And in this video, I'm just going to kind of share why I believe, the military is struggling and really having a difficult time recruiting and retaining people that join the military. If you're new here, do me a big favor, leave a thumbs up on this video. Share this video, subscribe to my channel, and then leave a comment down below as to why you think service members are getting out and different branches of the military are having a difficult time with recruiting. So as you've seen the news and what I'm gonna show you here, the recruiting numbers across all the different branches of the military are just terrible. They're abysmal. This article by Military Times says that really in this fiscal year, the worst year of recruiting has been this year since 1973. Right? The Army, I'm sure you guys have probably seen that article. It's right up here. Army had to reinstate the high school diploma requirement as recruitment numbers were plummeting. So what the Army did was they basically did away with having to have a high school diploma or GED so long as you got a 50 on the ASVAB score. And not even just that, but in this article, right, it says that there's been a surge in Navy desertions. So many people that join the military, they specifically the Navy, they just desert. They just, I'm out. Peace, right? And when you factor in all these things, some might argue that, well, the reason why the military as a whole is having a hard time with recruiting and retaining sailors and service members and soldiers is because of who we have in the White House. And that could be part of it. I'm not going to lie to you and say that isn't part of it, because in my opinion that's a part of it. But when we look at the large umbrella of why service members are getting out after their first term and really saying I'm done, or not even joining at all, I would say there's 5 reasons. Okay, I'm gonna put them down below in the description box, and just give me your opinion. Well, on what you think is the reason why the military as a whole is having such a difficult time retaining people. But in my opinion, one of the first reasons why it's so hard to retain service members and even recruit them is because of the standards. They're terrible, right? Like, they're super lax now on the PT standards. It's just become a joke. It's become a laughing stock. And it's a shame because, when I first joined the Navy, like, the PT standards were like here, right? The PT standards were here. The tattoo standards were here. The hair and beard standards were here. It was like, this is the military. You're conforming to us. But now it's become more of the military conforming to people, right? And again, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with growing out your beard or having tattoos or a little bit of a lax policy when it comes to the physical readiness test. But when people think of military, they think of force, they think of strong, they think of resilient, they think of powerful. But when you got these lax standards, people looking like that, like, well, if I can do that, what's the point of even, being in the military, right? That's really one of the reasons why I believe the recruitment numbers are down and the retainment numbers are down as well. The second reason I believe is because of long deployments and underways, right? When you got these super long 9, 10, 11, 12 month deployments, people I don't even know what 20 2020 was. I was out to sea for 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. I don't even remember what I did in 2018 because I was on deployment. I was overseas. So when you think about that, people are leaving the life that they knew, right? They're joining the military, and they kind of, have a little bit of a free life on the weekends. But when you go away, right? When you go away for 7, 8, 9, 10, hell, even 11 or 12 months at a time, and then you come back, man, it's hard to readjust to normal life. Like, most people don't realize, like, after deployment, you have, like, sleep problems. You have anxiety problems, hell, depression. You got PTSD. You done heard gunshots. You done heard bullets. You done heard jets take off, and that's been your routine for 7, 8, 9, 10 months at a time. So when you factor in poor standards, right? When you factor in long deployments and underways, it's going to be very difficult to sell somebody to stay in or even join. Okay, that's the second reason. The third reason is because of this. Let me show you. The student loan forgiveness, right? Like, most people joined the military because they didn't want to have to worry about paying for school, right? I don't want to have to worry about coming out of pocket for education. I got my GI Bill or my post 9/11, so I'm good. But the problem is, if I can get a student loan repayment without even ever having to join the military, then hell, that cuts me having to join out of the military completely out of the equation. You see what I'm saying? So, these things in as a whole, in totality, it's like, bro, like, man, join the military, that ain't it, right? And that's just the third reason. Now, the fourth reason, I believe, is just, in my opinion, making people get the jab. I believe, honestly, making people get the jab was probably the biggest detriment to people joining the service. And there was an article that came out, I'm gonna post it here on the screen because I couldn't find it, where it was shown that the Navy and really the Department of Defense was wrong in forcing service members to get the jab because there wasn't an approved variant of the vaccination out, right? So when you factor in those things, it makes you very skeptical, right, of being in the military, because at that point you kind of like a lab rat, right? You kind of like a test dummy. Let's test this to see if it works, and the first people that we're going to administer it to is our service members. Like, is y'all serious? Is y'all serious? And I mean, it's very difficult for somebody that is in the military or contemplating joining the military to get on board with that. It's just like, nah, man, y'all gonna have to miss me with all that. Y'all gonna have to miss me with all that, for real though. And I would say the fifth reason and the final reason is because of mediocre pay, man. Like, when you join the military as, or on the enlisted side, and you don't go the officer route, but that pay is trash. When I first joined the military, I came in as an E2 because I had recruited somebody, one of my friends that joined. She joined the reserves, and I think I was making like $680, maybe $700 every 2 weeks. Like, what am I going to do with $1,400 a month? And that's for like an E1, an E2, E3. Now, of course, it's a little bit different in various branches, like what you call yourself as an E4, E5, or an E6. But until you get to like that E5 level, right, you're not really making enough money. You really struggling out here. Like, I know people, and and this is real life. I know people that was from E1 to E4 that had to get on food stamps. Straight up, man. Like, straight up. Like, had to get on food stamps, had to fill out the application, and was getting food stamps in the military. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a shame. Straight up. And because of that, like, when you look at this, like this high school diploma requirement, and you look at the student loan forgiveness, you look at sailors specifically deserting the military, and then you look at the recruiting numbers being as bad as they are. When you factor in all those 5 things, poor standards, especially with the PT test, long deployments and underways, the student loan forgiveness policy, making people get the jab, and then mediocre pay, how can you expect somebody to either want to stay or want to join when you got all those things, among other things? Now, some people say, oh, it's because of who's in the White House, or oh, it's because of, this or that. But really, I may have missed a couple of things, but I think it's really come down to those 5 things. If there's more, there's more. But I think as a result of those 5 things, the recruiting numbers are going to be even worse. The retention numbers are only going to plummet. And the people that join the military are going to get out after their first enlistment. It's just going to happen, because realistically, if you get out, let's say you do 4 years, hell, you even do 6 years, you get out after your first enlistment, you get your VA check for your disability, right? You got voc rehab, or you can use your post 9/11/GI Bill, and you can go get a job, or you can run a business. Or you can go to corporate route. Bruh, why would I stay in? Why would I do that to myself? If I could get out, get my VA disability check, get voc rehab, get my post 9/11/GI Bill, I could either go get a job or run my business and make money online. Bro, you can't convince me to stay. You cannot convince me. There is not enough money that you can convince me to stay. And this is why they be having, I'm gonna show y'all something else. Check this out. This is crazy. And it was, let's see, was the Navy did a re-enlistment bonus that was absolutely insane. I think it was like 110,000, 115,000. So check this out. This is what I mean when I say that the military is desperate. Check this out. The Navy is offering people up to 115,000 to either join or come back. That is sending a message to the nation that, man, we in trouble. Yeah, you in trouble. There are companies that are recruiting service members with their training, with their knowledge, with their expertise, right? Or whatever they learned in the military. And 115,000, check this out. That is over a 6-year period. That's over a 6-year period. So if we do the math on that, right? This is crazy. This is why I be saying, y'all, the military is in trouble, right? 115,000, and we divide that by 6, because they gonna make you do a 6-year enlistment for 115. That's $19,166. But mind you, right? That's before taxes. So realistically, this is a lot less, right? This is a lot less with taxes, and then I think you get half, and then I think you get half up front. So if I'm not mistaken, you get half up front divided by 2. So you get 57,500, and then the other 57,500, you divide that over the following 5 years or 6 years. No, it's 5 years. It's the balance. So that's 11,500, and then let's say the tax rate is 30%. So realistically, 11,500 minus 3,450. So you really only making 8,000 a year, right? After taxes, with this whole, enlistment or bonus or incentive to come back or join. So I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to get this out here and really share with you why I believe people like myself, who got out of the military, are doing way better financially because we're gone, way better mentally, way better emotionally, way better professionally, are getting out after their first term, not re-enlisting, okay, or they ain't joining. So Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you agree with my 5 things, or if there's something that you would add to those 5 things. But realistically, I think it really comes down to those 5 things, and hopefully the people that are in the service can kind of see why it's so difficult for people to accept another 5-6 year enlistment. It just ain't happening. So hopefully you got value from this video. Again, leave a thumbs up on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and then leave a comment. Let me know if you agree with or you disagree with what I just shared in this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed by the best. Peace out.